Yeah. I'm always ready when it's game time. Hustle in my blood, I'ma make mines. Where I'm trying to go, it's gonna take time. You can earn your respect, I'ma take mine. In that lane of my own, I'm in the zone.
Hello and welcome to Going the Distance, where we share stories of faith, sports, and everything in between. Hey, you may remember a story we ran a few months ago about Old Dominion University quarterback Blake LaRussa choosing to forego his senior season to enroll in seminary. At the time, he hadn't chosen a school yet, but now we know where he's going. But first, here's a look back at his story. It's the game that Old Dominion University football fans are going to be talking about for years to come. The day the Monarchs upset the top-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies 49-35. But the underlying story is that of quarterback Blake LaRussa, who came in off the bench to lead his team to victory. As a walk-on in 2015, his career started out a bit rocky. He won the starting job in 2017 only to lose it after just 2 weeks. But during the game against Virginia Tech, his number was called once again. He recalls what happened leading up to the game, starting with the sermon he heard from a pastor.
And what he was saying was, talking about David, he said, I didn't come this far not to throw my rock. Talking about David and Goliath here, which a day before Sunday morning, I wake up thinking about, I hear our chances to beat Tech, like 1%. I remember thinking to myself, I bet that's what David's odds were to beat Goliath. Pretty much nothing. And now it's like, whoa, God, are you speaking to me right now? Just thinking to myself, if I get in, I'm going to throw that rock.
On the second drive of the game, Blake went in, and the rest is history. He threw for 495 yards and 4 touchdowns.
You threw a whole lot of stones, my friend, and they caught him and brought him down.
I really can't take all that credit. Those guys are incredible. Travis Fulgham, John Duhart, they played their tails off. Jeremy Cox, we literally had all the cylinders rolling that game. It wasn't just me.
ODU quarterback Blake LaRussa stunned the college football world when he led the Monarchs to a victory over Virginia Tech. But the biggest surprise came at the end of the 2018 season when he dropped a bombshell on his coaches, letting them know that he was switching from reading defenses to studying the Bible.
And I remember I was in the library here at ODU, and I was doing my reading for the day, and I had my Bible, and I was reading through Acts chapter 18. But the second I was done reading, within me, I heard this, I want you to go place to place. Those were the words the Lord spoke to me, and had this new calling that was nothing what I expected.
Blake never anticipated ministry being added to his playbook. He wasn't sure what that meant for his football future.
I remember talking to some close friends, close pastors of mine, and I remember speaking with them about it, and they all gave me the same but wise advice of, right now you're here, just focus on the here. God will show you the path down the road when he needs to.
Blake's performance during the 2018 season ensured that the starting job was his to lose. But once the season was over, he felt a shift in his heart.
I noticed within myself, all I want to do is go into ministry right now. Yes, do I love football? Did I love football the whole season? Absolutely. Still love football so much. But as far as my passions going forward, it's all into ministry.
Blake began searching for a degree that matched his desired area of ministry.
I come across a degree in exactly what the Lord had called me to. The degree was itinerant evangelism, and itinerant meaning traveling from place to place.
It was then that Blake decided to forego his senior season to enroll in seminary to pursue his Master's of Divinity. Of course, the biggest question on everyone's mind was, why now?
What I can say to try to be as most clear as I can about it is, when you know, you know. And so it was something where I knew with everything in me, and I didn't need everybody to fully understand it either, because, something that God taught me throughout this process in December was, whose voice are you going to listen to more? Are you going to listen to my voice more? Or are you going to listen to people more? And obviously God gives us people in our lives to give us good godly advice, for sure. But I came to a point where I knew this is where God's taking me. I know that from what I'm hearing from him, and I know that from my own heart's desires.
When Blake told his coaches, they were in full support.
Your natural reaction, selfishly, and I'll admit, I think all of us coaches, I'll just admit selfishly, is, how do I get this kid to change his mind? once I knew that he was comfortable, that he would never have regret, then I was fine on my end.
Because I said, Blake, you're 23 years old. I said, you're going to live till you're 90. I know you are. You're going to live till you're 90. So you've got 67 years to serve. And I said, just take a week to reflect, and let's come back and let's visit again next week. And when he came back the next week, he was still very much strong in his conviction of what he wanted to do. And I respected that. I appreciate that. I don't have any remorse or any negative feelings towards his decision, because he's doing something for the right reason.
But absolutely.
With the support of his teammates and coaches, Blake graduated this past spring and is now headed to seminary with his eyes set on the route the Lord has for him to run.
My passion, my greatest desire is to tell people about Jesus, to preach the gospel, to let people know who this Jesus is that loves them, who died for them on the cross, and then, put their faith in him. And that's my greatest desire, and I want people to know that.
Awesome. Well, I got a text from Blake a few days ago, and he says he'll be attending Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky this fall. So I pray God's best for him. May the Lord order your steps, my friend. We'll be right back after this.
We've all seen ads for medical alarms aimed at people who fall or have medical emergencies. Naturally, you never think it'll happen to you or the person you care for, until it does. Hi, I'm Lonnie Anderson for Advantage Alert. Thanks to huge technological advances, our medical alarms now locate and protect you inside your home, outside your home, anywhere you go, allowing the wearer with the press of a button to speak to a trained operator who can summon help. We also offer protection for those who fall and are incapable of pressing a button. And for over 30 years, Advantage Alert's fees have remained amazingly affordable.
Now, for a limited time, sign up for our free Special Advantage program and get free Advantage Alert service for 12 months. Yes, a year of free service from Advantage Alert. For information or our free brochure, call toll-free 1-800-829-5740. That's 1-800-829-5740.
Value and peace of mind. That's Advantage Alert.
Feeling at a loss, trapped without a sense of hope.
I was so drowned in my own addiction.
So many sadly suffer from addiction.
My daily life consisted of waking up with an instant obsession.
We know because we meet people in that exact position every day.
I walk in the door and I was like, wow, this is real.
We are treatment management, and we're here to guide you through the steps to start rebuilding your life. Our staff is trained and ready to help. All you need to do is call.
Everything that I thought that I would never have, I have today.
With the right help, there is hope. Whether it's for yourself or someone you love.
Not everybody gets this chance.
Don't miss the opportunity to get help now.
Oh, you need to change your life.
My life is completely different.
We've seen it happen over and over again.
I'm free.
Lives rebuilt and facing a brighter future. The call is free, and our consultation is also free.
Welcome back. NFL training camp is underway, and all 32 teams have a lot of adjustments to make, like their rosters, personnel, and rule changes, which include the equipment that the players wear on the field. And with concussions at an all-time high at 291 in 2017, head injuries have become a top priority. We aired a story a while ago about a trip I made to the NFL headquarters in New York to talk with them about the strides they're making to reduce concussions, and was highly impressed with the process. Take a look.
NFL football. What fan doesn't love the amazing catches, runs, interceptions, and let's not forget about the hard hits? But with player injuries on the rise, the NFL has made a lot of adjustments to the game we love. Since 2002, the NFL has made roughly 50 rules changes in an effort to make the game safer.
With all the changes that the National Football League has made to make the game safer for players, some say that the game is becoming soft. But is it? Or is it that the league is making strides to secure the longevity of America's game, which starts with player protection?
Jennifer Langton is the NFL's Vice President of Health and Safety. I spoke with her about the league's Play Smart, Play Safe initiative, launched by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, to advance progress in the diagnosis, prevention, and treatment of sports-related injuries.
I focus on our engineering efforts as well as our innovation, all to make and advance health and safety for our players on the field. We work very closely with the NFLPA and the NFL and our lead engineers.
In the last 3 seasons, head injuries, specifically concussions, have been a top concern for the NFL, and rightfully so. In 2017, the total amount of concussions from preseason to postseason were a staggering 291.
When you get that information and you see that there's an incline in concussions, how do you respond to that when you're making such strides?
We did have, from the previous year, a 16% increase in concussions. We've studied every single concussion on our field for the past 3 years. That provides us the insight so that we know the speeds, the velocities, the impact sources, so we can give that to the marketplace so they can design for better helmets.
It is through that lens of data that manufacturers design and construct new and improved football helmets, which are then sent for extensive research under the direction of the NFL's chief engineer and University of Virginia professor, Dr. Jeff Crandall.
I study what's called biomechanics, which is how the body responds to forces. We do a lot of work trying to study when a concussion occurs, what are the forces, what are the motions involved, and then we bring that into a laboratory setting like you'd see here in our laboratory, where we use an impactor, which reproduces a player coming in and striking another player that would be wearing a helmet. Instead of a player, we use a crash test dummy, which is instrumented with sensors. Those sensors measure the accelerations and motions of the head from an impact. And by changing out the helmets, evaluating the helmets, we can see which ones are best able to mitigate the forces or manage the forces. So that's a measure of safety.
But that's just one way the impacts are measured. The other is virtual.
Through the computer, we can actually simulate the impact. So rather than running a physical test, you run a computer simulation where you can make hundreds or thousands of virtual prototypes, test them in a very efficient way, and really get to much better designs quicker, cheaper, and more effectively.
Most NFL fans watch games and just assume that the players are all wearing the same style helmet. Well, they're not. According to Dr. Jeff Crandall, chair of the NFL Engineer Committee, all helmets aren't created equal.
After we test the helmets, both physically and virtually, one of the things we want to do is we want to generate information for players to make informed decisions. So in conjunction with the Players Association, every year we go through, we run physical tests on any new helmets that come out, and then we rank them and put them on a poster that hangs in every locker room. So if this helmet is performing well or not well, under what conditions is it performing well or not well, which can hopefully lead them to improvements to make safer helmets.
It is the player's choice to select which helmet they wear. To date, no helmet exists that can prevent a concussion entirely. That's why Jennifer says that educating the players on better performing equipment and safer ways to play the game is at the forefront of this initiative.
When we go back to our mission, it's to advance the health and safety of our players. And we're lucky enough working with the NFLPA that we have the best of experts that we attract to do the research, and they are independent, but the education needs to move forward, which I think that we've done a tremendous job this year. And we see that because we see 72% of players now adopting top performing helmets. That was just over 40% last year. So the education is working, but it's data driven. So yes, concussion is an issue, but let's try to understand it, but let's try to improve it. And that is understanding the mechanism of injury so that we can make the game safer for the players and still build that excitement around it.
That is so cool. Well, I did some digging to find out if the NFL, in fact, produces a list of approved and prohibited helmets every year. And they have posted a new list. Check it out. The list shows the model helmets in order of their performance in the lab testing. Those with a shorter bar represent better performance. Now, all the helmets in green are approved. Now, the ones in yellow or red, players should probably stay away from. Now, with that said, at the end of the day, all helmet selection choices still belong with the player. So hopefully they'll make wise, educated selections so that the number of concussions will decrease this season. Look, we'll be right back after this.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? After all, a visit to the dentist can easily cost $2,000 or more. Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call now and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. Activate your card and you can start using it immediately. From exams and cleanings to more expensive procedures like crowns, dentures, even braces, they're all included with the Carefree Dental Card. Say you go to the dentist today without any card and your bill is, well, ouch. Wait a minute, let's try that again. You go to the dentist today and show your Carefree Dental Card, you save $525. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month, so call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 877-248-4097 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit. Call 877-248-4097 now.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
It's no fun when you have a car and it's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
So, if your vehicle has 5,000 to 150,000 miles, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck and get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late.
Call 1-800-507-8216. Get covered today.
Welcome back. In 2012, then New York Knicks point guard Jeremy Lin became an instant star, and Linsanity was born. But in the years that followed, his career fluctuated due to several injuries and inconsistency on the court. Well, 6 NBA teams later, he landed in Toronto. Last season, though he didn't play very much, he became an NBA champion with the Raptors. He became the first Asian American player to win an NBA title. But now, he's a free agent. And last weekend, he shared how he felt about things to a congregation, which was broadcast on Good TV, a Christian outlet in Taiwan. And it went viral. Take a look.
And in English, there's a saying, and it says, once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up.
因为有一句话说，当你跌到谷底的时候，你只有往上爬。
But rock bottom just seems to keep getting more and more rock bottom for me.
但对我来讲，好像每年那个谷底是越来越深啊。
And so, free agency has been tough.
所以这个自由球员的市场对我来讲也是非常艰难的一个过程。
Because I feel like in some ways the NBA has kind of given up on me.
因为有一点感觉好像 NBA 已经放弃我了。
Okay, so that's the clip most people saw. And if that's the only part of the clip that you see, you might think Jeremy sounds a little like he's given up or ungrateful for the career he's had. Well, the clip is a bit misleading because that portion of it takes place at the beginning of his speech. We're talking about maybe 8 minutes in. It was prefaced by this here.
And so, finally, I proved that I can come back from my knee injury.
后来最后我证明我可以从我的这样的一个膝盖的受伤当中，还是可以回来打球。
And I got a chance to go to Toronto.
所以我也有机会可以去到多伦多。
And in Toronto, I really had a 12 to 15 game stretch where it would make or break my time there. And up until this point, man, if I could just tell you the excitement that I had for that opportunity. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I've waited maybe 8 years for this opportunity since Linsanity. The average NBA career is less than 5 years. And during this stretch, I played, I had the worst shooting of my entire career. And I missed 17 threes in a row and so on and so forth. You guys probably know it better than me. And when the playoffs came around, I didn't get a chance to play anymore. But we won a championship. And I thought to myself, you know what, it's okay. I'll take this hit and I'll get back up. I got my first year in after injury and I know what it's like. And next season, it's gonna be a lot different. But then free agency came around. And this was the last straw that broke the camel's back. Good luck translating it.
这好像是这个骆驼的压倒骆驼的最后一根稻草。
听起来很对，哇。Yeah. "我已经准备好了。Man, it's hard.
真的好难哦。
Life is hard.
人生真的好艰难。
Because I've always wanted to do things the right way, and I've given more of myself to God every single year. And every year it gets harder. And in English there's a saying, and it says, once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up.
因为有一句话说，当你跌到谷底的时候，你只有往上爬。
But rock bottom just seems to keep getting more and more rock bottom for me.
Now that should put what he said in context. Jeremy was simply sharing his story to a church congregation. He talked about his journey from Linsanity through all the ups and downs of his career to the present as a free agent. And his emotions got the best of him because he's currently going through it. It still hurts that he hasn't signed with a team. But what's on social media was just a small portion of what he said. There was so much more.
I'm not perfect, but I'm doing everything I can to give God everything of myself. But for those of you who are waiting, I'm here to just tell you, don't give up. For those of you who are working hard but you don't see results, don't give up. To those of you guys who are chasing God but you don't feel His presence, don't give up. And I told God, I said, man, if you want me to get up here and cry in front of everybody, I will. Because if the most powerful thing I can do is not to be a great player on the court, but to get up here and share every last one of my failures with you. And if that's what it means to not give up, then I'll do it. And I just want to encourage you guys, don't disqualify yourself from what God wants to do in your life by giving up. And even when the hits keep coming and it seems like the last one, you couldn't take it anymore, and another one comes, another one comes, another one comes, another one comes, and you keep thinking that's the last one I can take, don't give up. David waited 7 years. Joseph waited 13 years. Abraham waited 25 years. Noah waited 120 years.
挪亚等候了120年。
Jesus waited 30 years, all for 3 years of ministry.
为了3年的服事。
Waiting is part of your journey. See, God's power has never been the issue. He can do whatever He wants, whenever He wants. God can make me as good of a player in a snap of a finger. But it's not about what God can do. It's that in the waiting, you make sure that you continue to fight each and every single day.
Powerful. Now that puts it all into context. When Jeremy said rock bottom just seems to be getting more and more rock bottom for him, he was talking about the goals he set for himself to achieve. His whole talk was about the waiting game, patiently waiting for God to move. And sometimes the wait takes longer than you expect. In that time, you can experience pain and even embarrassment. Jeremy did. And look, it's easy to praise God when things are going well, but Jeremy showed us how to praise God when it feels like you're at rock bottom. And one thing I love, he said, was it's in the wait that you develop character. You may experience pain, but as you continue to put in work and press on, it develops character. Consider what it says in James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Boom. And look, if you question why things are happening to you, verse 5 says, if you lack wisdom, ask God, who gives generously. Look, Jeremy, I'll be praying for you, my brother. We'll be right back after this.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call right now, 800-596-8445, 800-596-8445, 800-596-8445. That's 800-596-8445.
Need new floors? Empire Today makes getting beautiful new floors easy. Impossible? Let me show you. Empire brings hundreds of samples to you. We call it Shop at Home. The floors are high quality and come with great warranties. Plus, Empire handles the installation. You don't lift a finger, and the job's done right. Shop at home, quality floors, professional installation. That's Empire Today.
Get $250 off new floors. Call the special number on your screen now.
Have you written a book and want it published? Page Publishing cuts through the confusion of copyright protection, barcodes, and digital rights. We print and digitize your book and place your book for sale online and in bookstores everywhere. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions. We're different. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From editing to cover design, we get you published.
Call for your free author submission kit at 800-310-0804.
CBN News, no filter, 24/7 news. Through the lens of faith, from natural disasters to breaking news in the Holy Land. We have access to stars in entertainment and to top newsmakers. We are fighting for your freedoms. CBN News, because truth matters. Become a CBN News member today.
Welcome back. Hey, I want to thank you for joining us, and be sure to tune in next week for more stories of faith, sports, and everything in between. And remember, life is short. Go the distance. See you next time.